Welcome back to the channel, it's 9, and today we are going to be talking about the confirmed PlayStation State of Play that's happening tomorrow, and it's looking to be one of the better ones, at least based on what I've read through the PlayStation blog post. Now, before we get into that, if you have not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to get notified about all my upcoming videos, and hit the like button. It helps the channel a ton. Now let's kick it off. So what's happening with this PlayStation State of Play? Well, it's officially been confirmed for tomorrow. It's happening at 2 p.m. PT, 5 p.m. ET, and 11 p.m. CET. It's going to be 20 minutes long, so it's going to be a decent length for a State of Play. And there are going to be new reveals and updates for PS5 and PS4 games with a focus on Japanese publishers and a few developers around the world. They have already confirmed that there will be no updates on PSVR 2 or its software, so already they're setting expectations that we're not going to see anything about PSVR 2. So if that's what you were looking for, unfortunately, you're going to have to wait just a little bit longer. So that's kind of all they've really detailed in the blog post. We're obviously going to see a lot more. They're not going to say exactly what games they're going to show in a blog post. That just kind of defeats the purpose of the excitement of waiting. But I want to talk about what we can expect and why I believe these are reasonable expectations. So we know there's a focus on Japanese publishers, and to me, this screams Final Fantasy 16. And this is a big deal for me. Obviously, all of you who have been watching for a long time know that I started my channel as a Final Fantasy channel, so to me Final Fantasy is huge, and Final Fantasy 16 is a very highly anticipated game for me. Why should we expect this? Well, if you haven't heard already, Yoshi P a while back said that they are going to show more in spring. That's the expectation, that we're going to get more information in spring, and sure enough, it pretty well is spring now, I would say. Obviously, if we're going to be technical, it's a little bit later, technically speaking. So it's an expectation for me that we're going to see Final Fantasy 16. If we don't see this, I'm shocked. I'm definitely shocked. Or that means that we have a bigger event happening later. But just with the emphasis on Japanese publishers, I think this is going to be a Final Fantasy 16 headliner. Like, this is going to be the show where we're going to see FF16. It's going to be the big deal. This is going to be the main event of this State of Play. Now, I also think we're going to get a look at Ghostwire. I think although we did get a video of that, really, they talked about it, the interviews, they showed a lot of content about it, I think they're going to show it again. If you remember, Deathloop was another one of those games where we saw it over and over and over again, and we're like, man, we've seen so much of this, and then they gave it its own state of play. So I feel like Ghostwire is going to be one of those cases where we're going to see that again, and they're going to show that again, since that is coming out next in terms of big PlayStation third-party exclusives. I also expect there's going to be some indie presence. I can't begin to speculate which titles, but I could suspect that Little Devil Inside will be there as well. That would be pretty awesome to see that. Maybe give us a release date or something. Like, it's definitely overdue. We need more information in terms of when we can expect to get our hands on Little Devil Inside, if that's truly going to be there. Now, when it comes to Western devs, because a lot of people are going to be like, man, where's God of War? We need to know when God of War Ragnarok is getting that release date. We need to know when this game's coming out. We want to know about the additions. We want to know more about this game, because this is one of the most anticipated games of this year. It's definitely up there. Like, that's like, competitively speaking, probably up there with Elden Ring, because I know Elden Ring has a mass following and is doing really well. So it's definitely top 2. And this is something that I don't think we're going to see. We're not going to see God of War Ragnarok. I think that this is not going to have anything to do with Western devs. We're not going to see anything from Naughty Dog or Sucker Punch or any of these guys. I think all of this is going to be focused on Asia, maybe some European teams. We'll see. I think mostly Asia, and I think that makes the most sense based on what I'm reading and how they kind of delivered the PlayStation blog post. I do think that we are going to get another event. I think we still haven't gotten that big event that they usually do in spring, or at least since the last couple of years. They kind of been a little consistent, and that's my expectation, is that we're going to get this bigger event that's going to show Ragnarok. It's going to show a bunch of other titles and a lot that we have no clue about. But I think this is a State of Play, and it's going to be one that focuses heavily on Final Fantasy 16 as the headliner, and it's going to have other games as well. But I do not expect any Western devs to be there at all. I could be wrong about this, but that's kind of my expectation. I feel like that's a reasonable expectation. This is a safe expectation. But I think this is going to be one of the better State of Plays. We've gotten a lot of State of Plays that have been like, okay, right? Like, they've had one good showing, or there will just be a bunch of games that kind of don't spark that attention, that conversation that some other State of Plays have done. So this is probably going to be one of the better ones if you are a JRPG fan, if you are a Japanese developer fan, that is. So I think that's what we can expect. But that's all I have for you guys in today's video. I'd love to hear from you. What do you guys expect from this PlayStation State of Play? Let me know all your detailed predictions, expectations, why you feel that way, and we'll interact down in the comments. And as always, if you have not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to get notified about all my upcoming videos, and hit the like button. It helps the channel a ton. You can follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Links will be in the description, and share this video with a friend. I will talk to you all on the next one. Take care.